In the wild, not every hunt ends in victory for the predator. Strength, speed, and experience are sometimes insufficient to guarantee success. From vast grasslands to treacherous riverbanks, each encounter is a test of instinct and limits. These moments of failure demonstrate the harsh balance between risk and opportunity in nature. In the hot, dry semi-desert, the Oryx moved with the characteristic calmness of a species adapted to the harsh environment. Weighing between 350 and over 400 pounds, its straight, sharp horns formed a formidable defense. In this confrontation, it was this steadfastness that prevented the lion from advancing further. The lion approached from behind, maintaining a sufficient distance to avoid early detection. It sought a moment of distraction for its prey to launch a swift attack. When the distance was only a few feet, the tension increased. The Oryx did not flee. It turned, lowered its horns, and maintained a stable defensive posture. Each step the lion took was carefully considered in terms of the risk of being gored. A pause occurred when the risk of injury became apparent. After a few seconds of confrontation, the lion slowed its pace and retreated. The Oryx remained standing before slowly moving away. Not every hunt ends with a decisive blow. Some prey survive by forcing predators to give up. Amidst the dry, sparsely forested grasslands, the African wild boar emerged, looking alert. Weighing between 150 and 250 pounds, its long, curved tusks, over 10 inches in length, provided considerable defense. While not as agile as antelopes, it could sprint at nearly 35 miles per hour, an advantage that helped it survive this confrontation. Two lionesses split the formation and pressed from opposite sides. They moved slowly, using the open terrain and wind direction to approach unnoticed. When the distance was only a few feet, both simultaneously accelerated to block the escape route. The initial advantage favored the predator. The wild boar detected the danger at the last moment. Instead of constantly changing direction, it concentrated its energy on a direct sprint. Its body lunged straight through the narrow gap between its two opponents, widening the distance yard by yard. The brief chase caused the lioness's speed to gradually decrease, and their chances dwindled. Unable to catch up, the two lionesses were forced to stop to avoid further energy expenditure. The wild boar continued running until it was out of danger. In an ambush, the first few seconds are crucial. If the prey survives that moment, the outcome can be completely different. Porcupines are solitary herbivores that move slowly and rarely rely on speed for survival. An adult weighs over 25 pounds, with a low, stocky body protected by thousands of tough spines that can be over 12 inches long. In this encounter, the porcupine doesn't become prey and forces the lion to retreat. The lion approaches with obvious caution, It takes short strides, pausing to observe its opponent's reaction. There is no sudden lunge. Each time the distance narrows, the spines rise, creating an insurmountable boundary. As the porcupine retreats into the narrow gap between the bushes, the chance of a safe approach almost disappears. Any touch could result in a deep wound to the face or front legs. The lion considers for a few more seconds before slowing down. The hunt ends before it truly begins. The lion left in silence, while the porcupine continued to move slowly toward safety. In nature, effective defense doesn't require active pursuit. When the risks outweigh the benefits, the predator must accept defeat.
He's looking at that guy in the car.
Adult African buffaloes can weigh between 1,100 and 1,900 pounds, with a pair of horns that form a solid mass over 3 feet wide. Their thick muscles and strong necks help them withstand direct impact. In this confrontation, the buffalo is injured but still manages to escape the encirclement of 2 prides of lions. Two prides of lions from different territories appear around their target. Initially, they move in a temporary coordinated effort to bring down the large prey. Approaching from multiple directions, they corner the buffalo into a narrow space. Pressure builds rapidly, and the odds seem to favor the predator. Tensions shift when a lioness gets too close to the invisible boundary of the other pride. Roars erupt, and suspicion flares up. Individuals turn to confront each other, even within their own pride. The buffalo takes advantage of this moment to stand up, lower its head, and make its escape. When internal conflict escalates, the hunt loses its initial focus. The two prides cannot maintain a short-lived alliance. Lions' social structure is based on territory and hierarchy, so a shared goal is easily broken. Internal conflict can derail a seemingly certain hunt. On the riverbanks during migration, adult wildebeest, weighing between 450 and 600 pounds, advance through the murky water. Their thick, curved horns and strong necks help them maintain balance as the current pushes them sideways. In this confrontation, the wildebeest survives as the young lion retreats. Hiding near the water's edge, the young lion waits for the moment its prey subtly separates from the group. As the wildebeest steps ashore, it accelerates and lunges from behind. The distance quickly narrows to just a few feet. The initial advantage belongs to the ambusher. The wildebeest doesn't continue running straight ahead. It suddenly turns, lowers its head, and moves in the opposite direction. This unexpected reaction causes the lion to pause for a split second. That hesitation is enough to change the entire course of events. The young lion, inexperienced in a direct counterattack, chooses to retreat. It stops when it perceives the risk of injury. The river is a high-risk environment, but it also keeps prey highly alert. Not all prey choose to run. A timely reaction can reverse a seemingly successful hunt. Adult African porcupines weigh between 25 and 60 pounds and carry thousands of stiff quills on their backs, some over 12 inches long. These quills don't shoot out, but easily embed themselves in an attacker's skin upon contact. When threatened, the porcupine raises its quills, turns its back, and holds its position. In this encounter, the porcupine escapes safely when the young leopard is unable to complete the hunt. The young leopard approaches from behind with the confidence of youth. It lowers its body and accelerates in the final few steps to quickly subdue its prey before it can turn. The distance narrows to just a few feet. The lunge is decisive. The porcupine immediately raises its quills and turns at the right moment. When the leopard makes contact, many of the stiff quills embed themselves in the face and front legs. The pain forces the leopard to retreat immediately. It attempted to approach again, but the porcupine's unwavering defense thwarted the attempt. After a few minutes of deliberation, the leopard cub ceased its attack. The porcupine slowly moved away from the area without turning to flee. For many predators, porcupines are a high-risk prey. If the injury affects its ability to hunt in the future, the cost would outweigh the immediate benefit. Adult gazelles weigh between 40 and 75 pounds, possess long legs, and can reach nearly 55 miles per hour in short bursts. Their balance and quick turns allow them to survive in open grasslands. In this encounter, the gazelle escaped the hunt, even though the leopard held the advantage at times. In the low grassland, two male gazelles were locked in a tense battle. From a safe distance, the leopard patiently observed and waited for its prey to tire. When one individual slowed down after the collision, the leopard suddenly lunged and brought its target down in an instant. The first few seconds unfolded exactly as planned. However, the control wasn't secure enough. The gazelle quickly broke free and accelerated away from the hold. Once the prey regained its rhythm, the opportunity was almost lost, as the leopard relied on a perfect finishing move in the first moment. Amidst the sparse grass, the honey badger, weighing between 20 and 35 pounds, moved slowly but cautiously. Its thick skin and flexible body structure allowed it to withstand bites and twist when restrained. In this encounter, it was precisely this tenacity that forced the leopards to abandon the hunt. 3 leopards took turns approaching, looking for an opportunity to quickly subdue it. Each time they got close, they were met with fierce resistance as the badger turned its head to face them instead of running away. The bites weren't strong enough, forcing the predators to retreat. After several attempts, the leopards gradually lost their resolve and stopped attacking. The honey badger continued to move slowly, but remained vigilant. For predators, this was prey with a high cost of injury. When the risks outweighed the benefits, retreat was the sensible option. In nature, every hunt is a calculation of benefits and risks. Not every pounce yields results, and not every prey is easy to subdue. Hesitation, injury, or wrong timing can change the entire course of events. Ultimately, survival belongs to those who understand their own limits. On the vast savanna, where survival is the only rule, the lion emerges as an image of strength and instinct. Every hunt is a confrontation between life and death, where even a small mistake can determine fate. Every step, every breath of the predator carries a cold, calculated intent. In that world, there is no room for pity, only instinct and timing that decide who will survive. The morning was quiet, the early sunlight casting a thin golden hue over the meadow. A zebra had just given birth, the little foal wobbling on its weak legs, its breath as faint as mist. In the first few minutes of life, the world was both vast and fragile. A lioness watched from afar. She knew this moment when the cub couldn't run, couldn't perceive danger. A single moment's delay, and the opportunity would slip away. Instinct drove her forward, as light as the wind rustling through the grass. There was no roar, no chase. Every movement was silent, neat, and precise. When the grass settled, nature returned to its usual tranquility. But in that brief moment, life and death had met. On the sun-drenched savanna, a herd of zebras grazed at the edge of a waterhole. The striking black and white stripes stood out against the dry yellow grass, reflecting the midday sun. They were vigilant, usually detecting danger early, but when the calm lasted too long, their vigilance gradually waned. Not far away, a pride of lions lurked in the bushes. They had been watching the zebras all morning, choosing the most advantageous position to attack. When the lead zebra lowered its head to drink, the signal was given. 2 lionesses lunged from the left, 2 others from behind, while the male lion held the front. The sudden noise startled the zebras. The entire herd sprang into a frenzy, kicking up clouds of dust. One zebra slipped, lost its balance, and was separated from the herd. In a matter of seconds, the lions surrounded and subdued their prey. The attack was swift, decisive, and offered no chance for resistance. When the dust settled, the lions had won completely. The rest of the zebra herd had fled, leaving the open field silent and empty. The hunt concluded with a clear result. The coordinated strength of the lions was always the decisive factor on this harsh savanna. As morning dawned on the savanna, the first rays of sunlight bathed the tall grass in golden light. Silence descended, broken only by the hoarse laughter of a few hyenas fighting over leftover bones. From afar, a pride of lions appeared, moving slowly but powerfully, as if even the wind and earth had to yield. A long-standing feud existed between lions and hyenas, two predators sharing the same land, the same food source, and the same territorial ambitions. A large male lion advanced, its mane blazing in the fading light. The others fanned out, forming a circle. The hyenas growled, but the disparity in strength made them hesitate. In just seconds, the lions charged. One hyena was tossed to the ground, struggling to get up amidst the dense encirclement. A roar echoed across the field before quickly fading. The hyena was wounded, but escaped and fled towards the distant forest. The encounter ended without either side falling. This wasn't a hunt, but a warning. On the savannah, power isn't always demonstrated through destruction. Sometimes, simply forcing the opponent to retreat is enough to maintain order. In the misty morning, the ground still bore the tracks of the wildebeest herd from the previous night. They advanced toward new pasture, each step steady but slow. The entire herd migrated relentlessly, searching for safety and food. But danger lurked along every path. A lioness, hidden in the bushes, focused her gaze on a stray wildebeest. She took a few steps forward, then stopped. Instinct and experience dictated her decision: attack or wait. The hesitation lasted only a moment, but nearby, a male lion had chosen differently. It charged forward without hesitation, its heavy body moving with powerful speed. The sudden attack shook the ground. The wildebeest turned to escape, but it was too late. The pounce was powerful, precise, decisive, and the hunt ended faster than a breath. The male lion emerged victorious, while the female simply watched, her eyes filled with a hint of regret. At midday, under the scorching sun, the dry, cracked earth stretched across the savannah. A herd of African buffalo moved slowly toward the watering hole. Each adult weighed over 1,500 pounds, with thick, curved horns and a strong, protective instinct. Their only shield against the harsh elements was their solidarity. In the nearby bushes, more than 10 lions lurked in the tall grass. They had patiently watched the buffalo herd all morning, searching for the moment to strike. Buffaloes were formidable opponents. A single goring could injure a predator, but hunger prevented the lions from retreating. A weak, old male buffalo lagged behind, becoming the focal point. The encirclement gradually closed, silent footsteps drawing closer. The buffalo fought back fiercely, butting forcefully and kicking repeatedly, forcing several lions to dodge. But its strength was gone, its breathing becoming heavier with each passing second. When the time came, the lions charged from multiple directions. After a brief struggle, the buffalo collapsed in silence. Finally, the lions seized their prey, dividing the meal among themselves in the fading afternoon sun. On the savannah, perseverance and strategy had brought victory, reminding us of the immutable law of nature. Only those who wait will endure. At midday on the savannah, sunlight streamed through the low grass. A herd of gazelles moved slowly, their slender but powerful legs moving in small groups, always alert, but their concentration easily waned during rest periods. Not far away, a lioness lurked among the thick grass. She had been silently watching the gazelles, waiting for the opportune moment. Everything unfolded slowly until a gazelle leaped over a small mound of earth. In an instant, the lioness lunged, pouncing and seizing her prey in mid-air. The attack ended swiftly, without a roar or a chase. When the grass settled, the lioness had won decisively. On the savannah, patience and precise timing are always key to any hunt. On the vast savannah, the morning air was still tinged with mist. Herds of animals moved slowly through the tall grass, where life and danger always went hand in hand. Amidst this seemingly peaceful scene, a pack of African wild dogs appeared, agile, persistent, and highly vigilant. But a single misstep could lead them to the brink of death, where lions held absolute control. In the distance, a large male lion rested in the shade of the grass. Its eyes followed every small movement until it recognized the intruders. Not out of hunger, but because its territorial instinct kicked in. Suddenly, it leaped from the bushes, its over 420-pound body soaring across the open field, its roar shaking the ground. The wild dogs scattered in panic, their cries carried away by the wind. A few puppies were knocked over, unable to escape. The attack was swift, clean, but fierce. When the dust settled, only the sound of the wind blowing across the empty field and a few small figures fading into the distance remained.
A lion just took the pup.
He's dead.
The lion did not pursue. It stopped, its breathing slow, its gaze calm. On the savannah, territorial transgressions always come at an immediate price. The pack of dogs had lost a few cubs, and the lesson was deeply ingrained. In nature, every boundary has its price. As the sun disappeared below the horizon, the savannah returned to its familiar tranquility. The hunts were over, but the breath of survival still echoed in the air. Each lion's confrontation was not only a display of strength, but also proof of the unchanging laws of nature. On this harsh land, instinct and timing are always the two factors that determine fate.